Millionaire CEO hears Janitor, women speak 13 languages. What he does next leaves the whole office shocked. The lobby was buzzing as usual, heels clicking against polished marble, phones buzzing with urgent calls, and people rushing past in a blur of business suits. It was a typical Tuesday morning at Parkside Innovations in Seattle, Washington. No one gave much thought to the cleaning crew who arrived before dawn and quietly worked through the night, polishing floors and emptying trash bins like ghosts in the background. But today, something was different. Madison Clark, the company's CEO, was walking briskly from the underground parking garage toward the 25th floor executive suite when she caught an unexpected sound. It was a voice, clear, confident, rolling smoothly through a language she hadn't heard since her last overseas trip to Paris. French. Madison stopped dead in her tracks, scanning the lobby with sharp eyes. She expected to see a diplomat or one of her international sales reps practicing before a meeting, but instead she found a woman in a simple janitorial uniform, her dark hair pulled back in a neat bun, standing by the directory kiosk. The woman was speaking in flawless French to an elderly visitor who looked both confused and grateful. Madison's curiosity piqued. She listened closer. As the woman finished, she switched seamlessly into Spanish, then to German, and before Madison could even blink, Italian flowed from her lips with equal ease. Madison's jaw tightened, not from anger, but from something deeper, a mix of surprise and guilt. Here, in the heart of her own company, stood a janitor who spoke 13 languages fluently. Languages Madison had studied but never mastered. Stepping forward, she cleared her throat gently. The woman turned, calm and composed, eyes steady. "Excuse me," Madison began. "Was that French?" "Yes, ma'am," the woman replied without hesitation. "And Spanish, German, Italian. You speak all of those?" The janitor nodded. "Yes, ma'am. 13 languages in total." Madison's mind raced. For over 20 years, she'd built this company into a global powerhouse, hired the best talent, and invested in language training programs. Yet this incredible skill had been hidden just 2 floors below her office. Her heart pounded. What she was about to do next would change everything, not just for this woman, but for the entire company. Madison took a slow step closer, her eyes never leaving the janitor's face. 13 languages, she repeated, struggling to process the truth standing right before her. That's incredible. Can you really speak that many fluently? The janitor, whose name tag read Grace, nodded calmly. Yes, ma'am. I speak French, Spanish, German, Italian, Mandarin, Arabic, Russian, Japanese, Portuguese, Swahili, Turkish, Hindi, and Dutch. Madison blinked, stunned. She watched as Grace effortlessly shifted from English to Mandarin to Arabic, her pronunciation flawless, her tone natural and warm. A conversation started with a delivery driver in Mandarin, then quickly moved to Arabic as she helped a vendor struggling with paperwork. No hesitation, no mistakes, just pure, unexpected brilliance. Madison felt a rush of emotions. Astonishment, admiration, and a deep pang of regret. How had she missed this all along? How many other hidden talents were slipping past unnoticed in her very own building? She realized this wasn't just a janitor. This was a polyglot, a rare gem buried beneath layers of misunderstanding and assumption. And right then, Madison knew one thing for sure. This discovery was going to change everything. Madison cleared her throat, her curiosity now fully ignited. Grace, how did you learn all these languages? This isn't something you see every day, especially in a janitorial role. Grace smiled softly, her eyes reflecting a quiet strength. I grew up in a military family, moving from country to country. Language was survival and connection. I picked up every language I could, not for fame or fortune, but to understand people, to help them feel heard. Madison nodded slowly, absorbing every word. But why didn't you tell anyone? Why keep this hidden? Grace's expression shifted, a flicker of pain crossing her features. It's complicated. People have their roles in life, and I thought mine was to clean and stay invisible. I didn't want to be seen as that janitor who's different. Sometimes blending in feels safer. Madison felt a pang of guilt, realizing how often talent like Grace's was overlooked or dismissed. "You deserve better than that," she said firmly. "This company, my company, should be a place where your skills are recognized, where you're valued beyond your job title." Grace looked surprised, then hopeful. "Do you really mean that?" Madison smiled, her decision already made. "Absolutely. Let's talk about how we can change that. Starting now." Madison stepped forward, her tone decisive yet encouraging. "Grace, what if I told you there's a role here that needs exactly someone like you? We've been struggling to expand into new international markets, and your skills could be the key to making that happen." Grace blinked, disbelief mixing with cautious hope. "You mean, you want to give me a real job? Something beyond the janitorial staff?" "Yes," Madison said, her voice steady. "I want you on our global communications team. You'll be translating, negotiating, and helping us build bridges across cultures. Your knowledge is invaluable, and it's time we put it to work." Grace's lips quivered with emotion. "I've dreamed of this, but I never thought it could actually happen." Madison smiled warmly. "Dreams are meant to be chased, Grace. And I'm here to make sure you get that chance." The hallway buzzed softly with the hum of business. But for a moment, it felt like the whole world had shifted. Grace's future was about to take a turn she never expected, all because someone finally saw her true potential. Grace hesitated, her eyes dropping to the floor. "Madison, I appreciate the offer, really. But I'm not sure I'm ready for that kind of change. I've been in this role for years. What if I can't keep up? What if I mess up?" Madison stepped closer, her voice gentle but firm. "Grace, nobody expects you to be perfect from day one. Everyone starts somewhere. You have the talent. It's about believing in yourself and letting us support you." Grace shook her head slowly. "It's not just about me. The others in the office, they might not see me the same way. They'll think I'm trying to be something I'm not." Madison's expression softened. "That's their problem, not yours. You've earned this opportunity through your skills and hard work. If anyone can't respect that, they don't belong here." Grace sighed deeply, caught between fear and hope. "I want to say yes, but it feels like stepping into the unknown." Madison smiled reassuringly. "Sometimes the biggest risks bring the greatest rewards, and you won't be alone. I'll be right here every step of the way." Grace took a deep breath, the weight of doubt slowly lifting as Madison's words sank in. "All right," she said quietly, but with growing resolve. "I'll give it a shot. I want to prove to myself I can do this." Madison's smile widened, genuine pride shining through. "That's all I needed to hear. You're stronger than you think, Grace." As they shook hands, a new energy sparked in the air, one filled with promise and determination. Grace felt a surge of confidence she hadn't known in years, ready to step beyond the janitor's closet and into the spotlight she deserved. Madison turned to the nearby office window, looking out over the city skyline. "This is just the beginning, Grace. Watch how far you'll go." And with that, the office felt different, charged with the possibility of change, breaking down barriers one step at a time. Word spread fast. What started as a quiet conversation between Madison and Grace soon became the talk of the entire company. Employees who once barely noticed Grace now saw her in a completely new light. The janitor who spoke 13 languages wasn't just a cleaning staff member anymore. She was a symbol of untapped talent and hidden potential. Meetings shifted, doors opened. The culture began to evolve, breaking down old prejudices and assumptions. Managers started asking themselves how many more Graces were overlooked in their teams. The company's diversity initiatives gained real momentum, fueled not by policy alone, but by the undeniable proof that greatness often comes from the most unexpected places. Madison watched this transformation with quiet satisfaction. The decision to believe in grace wasn't just a win for one person. It sparked a movement that reminded everyone that opportunity, when given fairly, could change everything. The company wasn't just growing internationally. It was growing in heart and vision, too. Grace stood by the window looking out at the city lights, a quiet smile on her face. What began as a routine day had transformed into a life-changing moment, not just for her, but for everyone around her. Her story was proof that talent doesn't wear a uniform, and potential isn't limited by job titles. Madison's belief had unlocked a door that had long been closed, showing the world that sometimes all it takes is one person to see what others overlook. In every corner of the company, minds and hearts had opened a little wider, reminding us all, true greatness lies in unexpected places, and when we choose to recognize it, the possibilities are endless. So next time you pass someone quietly doing their job, remember, there might just be a genius hiding in plain sight. All it takes is a chance. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to smash that thumbs up and hit subscribe for more unforgettable, emotional, and viral true stories. We want to hear from you. Drop a comment and tell us, where in the world are you watching from?